Hi guys, so this time we're looking at, this is the last topic in section 4 and it's on business location, essentially business location. Where are you going to set up your business? So it's a really important thing that you need to consider before you set up your business. You have to make sure you're in the right place, okay? So it's one of the 4 P's, price, product, promotion, place, and it should be part of the business plan. You have to figure this out before you start your business. Where are you going to locate it? Because the last thing you want to do is have a fantastic product with a great price, but you'll be in a rubbishy location where nobody can find you or nobody wants to go to you. So there are many things you need to consider before choosing a location. Okay? Now I've got a few things on here that you need to think about before deciding on a location. So, is it close to power? Is it close to your market? Is it close to your customers? Do you have transportation links in the area? Government influence, maybe certain locations have a grant, and that's something you need to consider. Okay, do you have the infrastructure in place or enough land before you decide on a location? Now, for me, these really are some of the most important things that you need to consider when choosing a location. So, how close are you to your target market? You don't want your target market to have to travel too far. You need to be close to them so that they can actually get to you. What type of customers are in the area? Okay, can they afford your product? So you don't want to be setting up a designer store, a designer handbag store, a designer clothing store in a low-income area because they wouldn't be able to afford your products in that area. How close to your competitors? We'll discuss this in a moment, but there are benefits of being close to your competitors. There are also drawbacks. How close are you to your suppliers? Can you get your suppliers to you? If it's fresh food, then you want to be close to your suppliers. Otherwise, the supplies aren't going to be fresh when they get to you. This is really, really important. What is the cost of the location? How much is the rent for that particular location? It might be a great location, but if it's going to cost you too much, then it's going to cost you a lot of money. And maybe, like we said before, maybe the government is offering a grant for you to go to a certain place. So let's have a look at each of these in turn. So, how close are you to your target market? So, can they get to you? Or, if they can't get to you, can you deliver to them? So if you're delivering your product, do you have transportation links in the area where you can get your product out? Can they see you? So a lot of businesses like to be close to a main road and they have the storefront with a big advertisement out there so that it's creating brand awareness as people drive past. Okay? And do you have parking? You might have a great business in a great location, but if nobody can park there, then it's going to be a nightmare for people trying to park and actually get there. So can they actually park around your area? Is that in place for them to be able to get to you? Now, this one with competitors, you may think that you want to be far away from your competitors, but there is an argument for actually being close to your competitors. Now, I want you to think about where you have lots of competitors in a location, and that would be somewhere like a shopping mall. Now, in a shopping mall, there are lots of competitors, but there are also lots of customers in that location. Okay? So, lots of competitors mean lots of customers. Okay? So you've got a lot of potential in a shopping mall to be able to sell a lot because you've got a lot of people going in that location buying clothes, for example. So you want to be there where the customers are. You don't want to be, you might have cheap rent at the top of a mountain, but if there's no customers there, it's no good. You can copy your competitors as well, so you can do market research easy, you can copy their prices, their products, and you can steal customers from them. Lots of customers in a shopping mall, then the idea is you want them coming to you. Okay? The drawbacks, well, obviously they can copy you, okay? And they're going to try and steal customers from you. So, although there's lots of customers in the area, it's who's going to get those customers. And when we have lots of competitors in a location, we can end up with a price war. Now, a price war is like a race at the bottom where you lower your price to try and steal customers, so they lower theirs. So you lower yours, so they lower theirs. And we're just racing down to the bottom where nobody's going to make any money. And eventually, worst case scenario, one of you is going to go bankrupt. Okay, so price wars are not good for businesses to get into. Okay? But just remember, it's not always a bad thing to be close to competitors. Okay? There are benefits of being close to competitors because customers will go to that location if they know there's a lot of choice there, if there's a big range of companies there that they can look at. And just think about a shopping mall again as an example. This is super important. So the cost, basically the rent is what we're talking about here. Now, desirable areas with lots of customers will usually have high rent. If you think about a nice exclusive shopping mall, then that is going to have a high rent attached to it, because a lot of businesses want to be in that location because there's a lot of customers there. So shopping malls and city centre locations have very high rent. Okay. However, you would find in a high rent area such as a shopping mall, there are more customers in there, so you do have the chance to sell more, higher sales revenue and higher sales. The drawbacks being, well, if you have high rent, that means higher costs. So that's going to increase your fixed costs. Obviously, rent is a fixed cost, so that now means your break even is going to go up. It means that your costs are higher, so you're going to have to sell more in order to be able to break even. Okay? Now, the evaluation point here, in order for the rent to be worthwhile, you need to have sufficient customers to actually cover those increased costs. Okay? You could also talk about if it's an exclusive product, then you will want to be in an exclusive location. But if you're a company that posts, if you're a mail order company, you don't really need to be in a shopping mall. Okay? So this is your evaluation thing that you need to consider. How important is a super expensive location for the business? It's not important for every type of business to be in a shopping mall. Amazon doesn't need to be in a shopping mall. They can be out in the middle of nowhere where the rent is cheap, okay, because they post their products to the customers. Just remember grants. So grants is a loan from the government, and it does not have to be repaid. It's not free money, because there are what we call strings attached, and those strings are the government will tell you where to locate. Usually it's an undesirable location which might have high unemployment or something like that in the area. Okay, so it is a loan. You don't have to repay it, but they do expect you to do something in return for the money. Okay. Now the good thing about a grant is it reduces your business's costs, so you can use that money to get your costs down. Okay, but the drawback, the strings attached again, and that's the opportunity cost there. If you take the money, what are you sacrificing? Well, you're sacrificing your good location. It's fine, again, the evaluation point, it's fine for some businesses to be in a rubbishy location with higher unemployment, but if you're Gucci, if you're selling designer handbags or designer products, designer shoes, or Rolls Royces, Bentleys, you don't want to be in a low income area. You want to be in the most exclusive of locations. So a grant's not going to be something that's suitable for you, because the opportunity cost is you lose your good location, and you don't want to lose your good location in many cases. Okay, that's the main factors, guys, for the location, for place. So I hope you find that useful, and I'll see you next time.